The story is about four female students, Tanisha, Aisha, and Sukra and Martini, who are studying for their SPM examination and living in the dormitory. During the midterm break, they decide to stay in the dormitory and study together. One quiet night, while receiving their lesson, the four of them decide to take a break and enjoy the moonlit night. Shukra and Martini suggest going out for a while. At first, they did not feel anything strange, but everything happened precisely at midnight. The moon shone brightly, and Aisha and Tanisha heard a knocking sound as if someone was knocking on their room door. They both continued to open the door and saw that no one was outside. Before Aisha and Tanisha could close the door, they were surprised by Shukra and Martini. Shukra and Martini then showed Aisha and Tanisha a Ouija board that they had found, and despite Aisha's fear, they convinced her to join in and play the game with them. Martini discovers a small folded paper containing a chart behind the board. They begin to play. Aisha and Tanisha decide they don't want to play and suggest they go to sleep instead. Shukra throws the board under Martini's bed. However, Aisha wakes up feeling uneasy and seeing something unsettling in the room. Shortly after, Shukra also wakes up and sees a tall woman with long hair near the bed where they had playing with the Ouija board. Both Aisha and Shukra feel scared and try to calm themselves back. The next morning, Shukra wanted to tell her friends about the woman she had seen, but she did not dare to. She searched for the Ouija board she had thrown under the bed, but denies being scared when asked by Aisha. They then discussed Martini's absence from breakfast, with Shukra saying she saw her wake up before dawn but did not know where she went. After Martini came back, Tanisha and Aisha thought that Martini was on her period because she seemed to be in bad mood. They smelled a foul odor that made them nauseous. Aisha and Tanisha accused Martini of not washing her sanitary pad properly, but Shukra defended her, saying it was not right to accuse her like that. Tanisha suggested that maybe a gecko was causing the smell. As night fell, the foul smell in their room became unbearable, so the group decided to take a walk to Mawa Block. But as they were about to enter the forest, they heard screams coming from the Maranti block. Aisha and Tanisha recognized the voice of Martini, but Shukra insisted that it was impossible because Martini had followed them earlier. Aisha and Tanisha ran back to the Maranti block, leaving Shukra behind. When they arrived, they found Martini covered in blood and bleeding for the help. Before they could ask her any questions, Shukra arrived at the room. However, before they could speak to Martini, she suddenly disappeared. They were left stunned and confused as to what had happened to Martini and where she had gone. Later, Aisha had a dream that revealed the truth. Shukra had pushed Martini into a ravine, causing her to be fatally injured. Shukra had held her grudge against Martini for her academic achievement and popularity. Martini screamed the night before had been to warn her friends of Shukra's true nature. It was then revealed that Shukra was a psychopath who acted out of control when under mental pressure. Shukra is detained and accused of murder after Aisha and Tanisha informed the authorities of the occurrence.
The first key element that we're going to talk about is character. So the first character that we're going to talk about is Martini. So Martini is a top best student at school with outstanding academic achievement. She also a student who is popular among students as well as teachers. She is a student who is diligent in reviewing the lessons to face the SPM exam soon. The second character is Shukra. Shukra is a very courageous girl, where she brave out at night to wander around the town block and bold to pick up the Ouija board that she found. And she is also a jealous person, where she has a jealousy towards Martini's popularity and her academic achievement. Shukra also a revengeful girl, where Shukra was so vindictive with Martini that she was able to push Martini into the ravine, which left Martini seriously injured and covered in blood. Shukra also a psychopath. Shukra is a psycho who is out of control when under mental stress that can endanger the lives of others. The third character is Aisha. Aisha is a very disciplined girl, where she disciplined reviewing lessons to sit for the SPM exam with her friends, and she is a good-natured. Aisha is a good-natured friend who always cares about her other friends. and she is a responsible girl also. After the dream that Aisha experienced about the truth about what happened to Martini, Aisha has told the truth about who is Shukra to others. The fourth main character is Tanisha. Tanisha is a very good natured girl, where she had run when she heard screams from Martini to make sure nothing happened to her. And she is a very caring person also. She takes good care of her friends always.
Next is the plot section. There are 5 plot sections in this story. First is exposition. Martini, Tanisha, Shukra, and Aisha were inseparable best friends at the school. They struggled to review the lessons at the school. They struggled to review well enough to sit for the SPM exam soon. They all decided to stay in the hostel during the school holidays to study together. Second is rising action. For example, when they all wanted to roll their eyes, suddenly one heard a knock on the door. They have the courage to wake up and see who behind the knock in the middle of the night. They screamed in fear when they saw the Shukra and the Martini that knocked it out. Aisha and Tanisha thought they were already in the room, but they still dared to go out both wandering along the block at this time. Third is climax. For example, the next morning, Shukra wanted to tell her friends about the woman she had seen, but she did not dare to. She searched for the Ouija board she had drawn under the bed. The next day great when asked by Aisha. They then discussed Martini's absence from breakfast, with Shukra saying she saw her wake up before dawn but did not know where she went. When Martini returned later, Tanisha and Aisha assumed she was having a period because of how moody she appeared to be. They left quickly after inhaling repulsive fragrances. Martini was accused by Aisha and Tanisha of not washing her sanitary pad correctly, but Shukra defended her and said it was not fair to make such a charge. It is falling action. For example, in this story is after the incident happened, they all wonder what had happened to Martini after Martini suddenly disappeared. But one of them, Aisha, dreamed of the truth about what made Martini disappear. Aisha was so shocked by her dream that she did not expect Shukra. Not least is resolution. The resolution tell them is about the dream that Aisha experienced revealed who Shukra really is. But the night before, Martini had screamed out loud to warn his friend that Shukra was a bad friend. After what happened, everyone has learned that Shukra is a psychopath who acts out of control when under mental stress. Aisha and Tanisha confront knowledge with the knowledge of what she did to Martini.
The third key element is settings. The first one is living in a dormitory. The 4 female students decided to stay in the dormitory during the midterm break and study together for their SPM examinations. The second is block dormitory. After they decided to take a break from the study, Martini and Shukra told them to go out to pick up fresh air in the dormitory block area after a few hours of studies. Third is second floor Maranti block, where the girls do revision together. The place where Aisha and Tanisha were scared by the doorknob that was made by Shukra and Martini. And this is the place where the girls play the Ouija board together, and all the mysteries of Martini's disappearance are revealed in the Maranti block. One is in the room, where Aisha wakes up feeling uneasy and sees something unsteady in the room. Shortly after, Shukra also wakes up and sees a tall woman with long hair near the bed where they had played the Ouija board. Second is the place where both Aisha and Shukra feel scared and try to calm themselves down. The fifth is Mawar block. As night fell, the 4 small in that room became unbearable, so the group decided to take a walk to Mawar block. And the sixth is forest, the place where Martini was killed by Shukra. The fourth key element is theme. So the first one is the friendship of 4 girls at a school consisting of Martini, Shukra, Aisha and Tanisha. The second one is the courage shown by both Martini and Shukra resulted in an unfortunate incident. They were so brave as to go out in the middle of the night along the dorm block and then bring the Ouija board to the room to play them. This leads to nightmare for them. The third one is grudge. Shukra has held a grudge against Martini due to her excellent achievement in academic. Shukra pushed Martini into the ravine where Martini was stabbed by a sharp stick and died. Fifth key element is conflict. Conflict is the struggle between two forces in a story. Without conflict, there is no plot. Conflict is the engine that drives the narrative forward. It is a source of tension and drama and propels the characters in the story toward a resolution to the story's main problems. First is external. External conflicts takes place outside the body. So the first one is the discovery of the Ouija board game, which creates a tension and fear among the characters. Second is the occurrences and sightings such as the knocking on the door and the appearance of the tall woman with long hair create an eerie and unsettling atmosphere. Third is the false smell in the room leads to suspicion and accusation among the characters. Fourth is the Martini disappearance creates a sense of urgency and danger. Second is internal. Internal conflict takes place inside the body or mind. The first one is Aisha's fear of playing the Ouija board game, which conflicts with her desire to bond with her friends. Second is Shukra's jealousy towards Martini academic achievement and her popularity leads her to act out in a violent and psychotic manner.
Character type in storytelling is protagonist. A protagonist is a character who is more situation a reader will be rooting for. This character different from other main character because they are the one that drive a story forward with their decision and action, and their goal reflect the goal of the story. The story has four main characters, Tanisha, Aisha, and Martini, who are all protagonists as they are the main focus of the story and are involved in the central conflict. Each character plays a role in the plot and the development of the story, and their individual struggle and conflict contribute to overall narrative. The second character type is antagonist. An antagonist is a character working against the protagonist who is more case the reader want to see full. The antagonist created the conflict and is generally considered to be unlikable or evil, but this is not always the case. The antagonist in this story is Shukran, one of the four female students who are studying for their SPM examination and living in a dormitory. She is revealed to be a psychopath who acted out of control when under mental pressure and pushed Martini into a ravine, causing her to be fatally injured. Shukran held a grudge against Martini for her academic achievement and popularity. Next character type is dynamic. A dynamic character is one that undergoes an inner change within the story, such as a change to their personality or an attitude change. In this story, the character Shukran is the most dynamic. At the beginning of the story, Shukran appears to be an average, friendly person who is studying for her SPM exam with her friends. However, as the story processes, it becomes clear that Shukran has a dark side. She becomes increasingly manipulated and deceitful, ultimately reveals herself to be a psychopath who is willing to harm others to get what she wants. This transformation made her the most dynamic character in the story. Next is a static. Static characters are the opposite of dynamic. Static characters do not change. The personality of that character when he is introduced is the same personality when the story comes to a close. The character who appear to be static are Tanisha and Martini. They don't undergo a significant change or development throughout the story, and their personality and action remain consistent from beginning to end. They are supportive friends to Aisha and Shukran and try to keep the peace between them, but they don't drive plot or change significantly in any way. Next is a round. A round character refers to a character in a fictional world with them or a complex personality. In this story, the character of Aisha can be considered round. Throughout the story, we see her experiencing a range of emotion and changing her belief and attitude as events even a fall. The beginner, she is hesitant to play the Ouija board and express her fear of ghosts, but she is eventually convinced to play. Aisha's character shows depth and complexity, making her a round character in the story. The last character type is flat, a one-dimensional character that does not display emotional depth and has a single set of traits. The character who could be considered flat is Martini. We do not get too much to know how much about her personality, and her action and behavior are not fully explored in the story. Instead, she serves as a plot device to move the story forward and reveal the true nature of the antagonist.
Next, there are 5 more values in this story. The first one is friendship. There were 4 girls who were good friends together who decided to stay in hostel during the midterm holidays to review the lessons together to sit for the SPM exam soon. Next is revenge. That vindictiveness is a bad attitude in friendship. This is because the attitude has destroyed the friendship of the 4 of them due to the vindictive Shukra with the Martini for their excellent academic achievement, as well as the popularity of Martini among other students, which resulted in the Shukra being able to push the Martini into the ravine, which left the Martini seriously injured and covered in blood. That attitude should be discarded in making friends to avoid harming others. In addition, there is responsibility. For example, Aisha has experienced a dream about the truth behind the loss that happened to Martini about Shukra having pushed Martini into the ravine. Aisha has been responsible for telling the truth to others. This attitude should be exemplified by others in order to always be responsible for others' friends. Besides, the moral values of the story is true friends. This story teaches us to know who is a friend who can help us when we need help. Aisha character also shows that Aisha is the true friend because Aisha dares to tell the story behind her dreams to others as well as reveal who exactly is the Shukra. Aisha and Tanisha report Shukra action to the authorities, leading to her being held accountable for her stance for Martini. Last but not least is jealousy. The jealousy attitude of Shukra toward academic achievement and the popularity of the Martini has made their friendship strained to the Shukra that has ended the life of the Martini by pushing him to the ravine. The attitude made her friends, Aisha and Tanisha, afraid to make friends with her again.